Hello, my name is Dawn and I'm the Ginger Cat Stitcher here on YouTube. And this is not my ginger cat, this is Finley. My ginger cat is way too dignified to appear on YouTube, so I'll insert a picture of him right here. So that's Percy, that's my ginger cat. And I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers and welcome to my channel. I have quite a few different things for you today on this Flosstube. This is Flosstube number 7 for me. And I wanted to start off with a finish. So I made, just a minute, Finley is pulling on the camera. So I made this little drum. Actually, it's a faux drum. The little bowl of strawberries is from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting, and it's from her strawberry salt box. And this is the bowl of strawberries that's on the very bottom of the pattern below the salt box house. And I say it's a faux drum because, I don't know if you can hear that, I took a very small peanut can that I got at the dollar store, and I put fusible fleece on the back of my stitching and then wrapped that around the can. And then I did a fabric covered bottom and a fabric covered top. And then I trimmed it with some rickrack. And I made this cute little strawberry to go on top. So this is a new finish that I just completed. And I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. So I'm going to add this to my summer tiered tray decor. And then the next thing that I wanted to show you is work in progress. So this is what I'm stitching right now. And this is by Lori Holt, and it's the Chicken Club. And this particular chicken is, I have a kitten that's really misbehaving today. This particular chicken is Myrtle. I got the PDF version from the Fat Quarter Shop online. And that's who I'm working on right here. So there we go. That's Myrtle. And then next to Myrtle in the middle here is going to be Edna. Edna is my favorite. The expression on her face, she has had it. It's been a rough day of taking care of those little ones. And that reminds me, when my kids were little, my mom and I saw a saying somewhere that said, raising children is like being pecked to death by chickens. And my mom and I just laughed over that. My two girls didn't think it was very funny, but my mom and I sure did. So I think that's the kind of day that Edna's having. So she'll go in the middle. And then on the other end is Cornelius, the rooster. And so those are going to be 3 in a row. And then my finish for them is going to be in this frame. So I got this at Hobby Lobby, and it was $14.99. I'll show you the sticker so you can get the number for it. And I was just in Hobby Lobby again the other day, and they still have these, at least in my Hobby Lobby, $14.99, but I got it when the wall decor was half off. So I just loved the chicken wire and the eggs. So if you look on the back, it's just held on there with some little nails. So I think it's going to be very easy to pull the back off. And then I'll just cover it. I'll put some batting down, and then I'll cover it with my chickens. So I can't wait. Sorry, he's playing with the camera again. I can't wait to get that finished and show you all the finished product. So that is what I am currently working on. And then as far as another WIP, my rug that I'm currently working on is a new pattern that's coming out soon by my friend Trisha at Primitive Gatherings. It's a Halloween pattern. Let me see, make sure there's no glare. So this, I believe, is going to be 14 inches by 20 inches. And this is what I have finished. Excuse me. Oh, he's acting like a kitten today. Oh my goodness. So I have most of the words done, half the pumpkin, and oh, I just love the little owl's face. Let me give you a close-up if I can remove the cat claws. There we go. So this is wool strips hooked on primitive linen, and it's a combination of 4, 6, and 8 cut strips. So that's what I'm working on in the rock department. All right, so then the next thing that I wanted to share with you is some new patterns that I just purchased. So from Etsy, from Ulysses Blue Stitching, it's called Happy Bees. And this is the cover page for the pattern. So Ulysses Blue Stitching on Etsy. Just love these two little honeybees having tea, and then a cake covered in strawberries. It looks like whipped cream and strawberries. That's just darling. So stitches are 81 stitches wide by 81 stitches high. And then next, from my local needlework shop, the Golden Needle, I got Teresa Kogut's Needleworker's Oath. And it says, I promise to keep needlework in my hoop and try with all my heart to stitch daily. And it has a little cat. Oh, I just thought it was so precious. And I love how she has her fingers raised. So I got that new pattern. And then last but not least, the Blue Flower Quilting Bee. So I'll show you on the back. That's the pattern. And this one, she has it framed in several fabrics. So I just thought that was just beautiful. Okay, so those are the new patterns that I bought to add to the collection. And then the next thing that I wanted to share with you are some books that I have picked up secondhand, thrift stores. Our town has a library book sale every year, and either old library books or people donate books throughout the year, and then once a year they have a sale. So I've gotten several of these through that sale. But I just wanted to talk about these old books from the 80s and the 90s, and they still, they look outdated and the colors are outdated, but the patterns in them are just gorgeous, and with a little bit of updating, they're something that we can stitch today. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you some really pretty things that I found in these books. All right, the first book is 30 Cross Stitch Designs. This one is published 1996, and it has some really sweet designs in it. I loved this little bird on the bird bath, and I think if you did it on maybe some hand-dyed linen or some hand-dyed Aida, I could really update the look to it. And then let's see the next one that I found. Oh yeah, take that chart out of there. So this swan, make sure I can get it focused here. Oh, I just thought it was beautiful. And it's stitched on a colored Aida. And the swan measures 6 by 6 stitched on a 14 count Aida. And I don't think that there's any updating that needs to be done on this one. That is just stunning. and they turned it into a little zipped purse. And then this cute little mouse and pumpkin. Trying to see how big he is. 5.5 by 4 3/4 on 28 count even weave is what they have him stitched on. And again, I don't think he needs any updating either. I think he's just precious. So that's just 3 of the patterns in this book. So if you do find this book, I would recommend the purchase. And I'm going to look online and see if I can locate any of these books online, and I'll leave a link to it down below if I do. Good places to look would be Etsy, eBay, and ABE Books. That's ABE as in Echo, abebooks.com. That's a really good place to find older books. This one is Holiday Touches for the Country Home. And it's a Leisure Arts publication from 1990. And this one I'm going to stitch. I just love it. May your neighbors respect you, trouble neglect you, the angels protect you, and heaven accept you. So I thought that was adorable. Again, I don't think that one needs any updating. I could just do maybe on some hand-dyed backing, and I think that would just be beautiful. And then, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit. Just precious. So this book kind of goes through the whole year with different holidays. And this sampler was beautiful. And the words say, "You are my beloved and my beloved is mine." And then this one, this witch and her cat on the crescent moon, just adorable. And this, isn't this stunning? And the measurements for this are not on this page. They're farther back in the book. But it does look like it is stitched on a linen or an even weave. Again, not much updating on that one. That's just gorgeous. I would love to stitch that one as well. And this is what they have for Christmas. And then some perforated paper ornaments. A stocking, a bell, and an ornament. A ball, I guess you could call it. And then I thought this guy was so cute. And maybe updating this guy with a little less of the back stitch on his face and his fur. So that's for this book. This one was 1990. Touches of the Holiday Touches for the Country Home. This one is a Better Garden. Oh my goodness. And this one is Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch Samplers. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. And I really liked what it says down here. With fingers so nimble, she plied her needle and thimble. Nancy Helgeson, her work, 1986. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you when this one was published. 1986. And then there's this one I thought was very unique. So you stitch the doll. So you're going to stitch her hair and her eyes and everything right onto the fabric that you use to sew her body with. And then also it gives you the instructions to make her pinafore and her dress. I thought that was absolutely adorable. So those were my two favorites out of this book. Here's another Better Homes and Gardens, America's Best Cross Stitch. This one is loaded. So I would say if you, between the two, I would definitely purchase this one. This one I think is an excellent book. And I've just picked a couple that were in here. But here's the one that's on the front cover. And this one, before I forget, let's see, 1988. You know, and some of the items are a little dated, but can definitely update that if you want to make the apron. And I loved this. I thought this was great in a little round frame. I find these little round frames at the thrift store quite often. They usually have a, you know, a picture in them that's all sun faded and stuff, but I think with a coat of spray paint, that is so cute for somebody's first home. What a neat gift. And that's just classic. That style would never go out of style. And then there's that one. Like I said, this one has a lot in it. Where is it? Oh, there we go. These little stuffed animals, they made a mobile out of them. How cute. So I thought that was adorable. And then both of these samplers are also included in this book. Just gorgeous. So for around $20 is the highest I've ever seen this book. Of course, you can get it lower than that if you keep searching, but you get so many patterns for the price. It's definitely worth it. This is another gorgeous one. I just loved the detailing around the border, the oak leaves and the birch tree. Just beautiful. And this I thought was stunning. So it's a bed skirt. Complete instructions and patterns. It's not focusing too well. Are available in this book. Oh, that's just stunning. I would love to have that on my bed. And then last but not least is this tablecloth with this fruit wreath. Of course, you could do it as a wall hanging, as a pillow. Here's kind of a close-up. So again, Better Homes and Gardens, America's Best Cross Stitch, one of my favorites. And then the other kind of book that I like to keep an eye out for are like traditional craft books or country decorating books. They're not specifically cross-stitch books, but they do include cross-stitch in them. So this is traditional American crafts. So you'll have basket weaving and quilting, penny rugs, but there is a chapter on cross stitch, and this is also 1988. And I just had to share this picture with you. Oh my gosh. That's the other thing I like about these books is I could just sit and look at these gorgeous pictures for a very long time. That's just totally my style. Just beautiful. But then here's the section on samplers, on cross stitching. So you get the pattern to make this one. As well as the pattern to make this one. Oh, that's just beautiful. And the pattern to make this one. And I think that's it. I think that's all of the, yeah, then we go into quilt making. So, and this one. So this book I would definitely recommend also. If this is your style, then it would be hours of visual pleasure. So that's it. That's the books I have to share with you for today. So that was everything that I had to share with you today. Thank you so much for stopping by and visiting. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks. I hope you have a great day and happy stitching.